Alright, hi friends, it's Marissa, MKissa Creations and surfandsew.me on Instagram. And this is a FlossTube Extra or a Flossmas video or Flossmas vlog, whatever you'd like to call it. And I'm going into my under the bed box. So a couple finishes that I haven't FFO'd I wanted to show you, and hopefully those will get them in the forefront of my mind again so that I can get some of them finished, and then we can get them on the walls and on display and or gifted to somebody that they want to be gifted to. So I also have a special Christmas surprise for you, I guess, at the end after we go through my patterns, and I will talk about that in a minute. All right, so this week I actually finished the Caterpillar cross stitch Deck the Halls. This I stitched 1/2 on 40 count espresso linen that I got in a freebie pile somewhere. So I don't know who the dyer is. But this is done now, and you're probably going to see this again in another video because this just got added to the under the bed box, so it'll be in my next regular FlossTube update video, but I think it's worth seeing a couple times. So that is Caterpillar Cross Stitches 2019 stitch along. And I really like how this one turned out. Mine is tiny because of stitching it on 40 count, but I feel like I have better luck finding a frame that it will just fit in and won't have to sew anything. But it says hang stocking, trim tree, which I think initially said dress tree, but I changed mine to trim. Build snowman, mistletoe kiss, wrap presents, and bake gingerbread. Definitely holiday cheer. And apologies if you can hear the wind and the rain. It is a wild storm day here in Maine. Dropping the girls off at school this morning, the rain was sideways. It just literally seemed like somebody was standing outside of our car just chucking buckets of water at it because of the wind gusts carrying more water at certain times. It was kind of wild. This one, super fast, because you've just seen it recently, is my Red Christmas sampler that I just posted. So that's available in my Etsy shop. It's $4. I will link that below. This one I finished in 2020. It is another Christmas pattern. I found this pattern at the thrift store for 25 cents. I have since given it away. I think it's called Christmas number 2, and it was meant to be stitched on 11 count Aida with pearl cotton was what it called for, but all the colors that it called for I think also exist in, they also exist in the 6-stranded embroidery floss, but I also believe that I changed the green to either 502 or 501. I really can't remember. And then the red is 815. That's one of my favorite deep reds. This is one of my favorite colors to wear. It's like a cranberry color. Anyways, so I like that, and I personalized it. It originally said ABC 123 on here, but I think you're not able to. Let me see if I can fold it, and so you can't see through the back. So I changed it so that it just has my initials and then 2020 underneath it. It didn't come with an alphabet, but it was easy enough to make it work. So this, I just need to find a cute little square frame for this, and then it can be out during Christmas every year. But it's so festive and fun. The snowflake on it is beautiful. Let's see, I think it called for some sparkly floss, and I didn't use that, but I did use a toile on the places where it called for the sparkly stuff. So like the little ones in the corners, I think that, and then the ribbon for the bell is sparkly. But yeah, I mean, dig through those old patterns sometimes. You'll find some cute stuff. I really like this one. I love like the full coverage, quilty style corners. It just is, it's a happy one. I hope whoever I passed that along to stitched it also. And then this is a Bendy Stitchy. This is one of her Hildies. I love this one. It's so cute. I think she also has a pattern that is like just this little castle or haunted house, but I also don't know if she just pulled that out to make like a mini for somebody, or if she also has a pattern that just has that. But this is a Hildy, a Bendy Stitchy Hildy. I love Hildy. She's so cute. I've stitched Hildy's Strawberry too. But this one, I just, her big cauldron. This one is, all the white is a toile too. So it's all the smoke is all sparkly. So the smoke, yeah, the ghosts are not sparkly, but the smoke coming out of the cauldron and out of the chimney of the house are sparkly. And then for the border, she usually charts in Threadworks. But I think this was a Color and Cotton silk special that came in another box that I had bought. That's what I think that border is. It's really pretty. It worked out perfect with this fabric. I don't know what this fabric is either. Man, I stink at that part. Sorry, folks. This one's gonna get made into a pillow. Be around the Halloween stuff. All right, and then I have the Flamingo from our Kathy Walker retreat, our Stand Tall retreat. This is a design by Helen. It is on a scrap piece of blue that is from when I made my Biscornu. So it's just like a really pale blue, and I think I'm going to try to make the stand up. My daughter Zoe asked for this one, and so I think I'm going to make it as a stand up. She just asked for a pillow, but she doesn't know what a stand up is because she's 6. But I think that that's what she would like, because she said she's going to put it on her dresser. She didn't say it was going to go on her bed, so the stand-up will work. So I'm going to need a little stand-up tutorial at some point. Stitching bird. I love these tall birds, but this year I'm really going to get going with my tomato pincushion collection, and I'm going to finish this one into a pillow, so it needs to get done. So who is this? Hands On Design, maybe? I don't know. You can find, if you search Stitching Bird, you can find this guy. And then there's a bunch of other really tall birds that, and this is a 40 count linen, also over 1, so it's nice and teeny tiny. It's gonna be like a really sweet little pillow. All right. The girls loved going through like the stack of finishes. They thought it was neat with them all being laid out like that, where they could just like pick one up and look at the next one. This one was a Pass-A-Stash. This one came from Michelle Bendy too. She passed it along to me after she finished it, and then I believe I sent it on its way to somebody else. It says, "Oh, say, can you see?" I subbed out all Color and Cottons for whatever it was called for. I love subbing out Color and Cotton floss for everything. So this jellyfish is so cute over here. I love jellies. Not like in the water with me, but pictures and stitches of them. And then this one you've seen recently too. This is Widow's Walk by Carriage House Samplings. I just recently finished this one. And it is going to be, it's a nice little square. So this one will be easy to get into a frame without trouble. And this one will probably either be in our bedroom or my sewing room. I don't know where yet. And all right, this is Mermaid of Salem Bay. This is a primitive hair, and it's on primitive hair printed fabric. I did alter it a little bit, so I altered the mermaid's skin tones. They're a little bit darker than originally charted, which I don't know if you can even really tell. They're still pretty light. And then I think under here it said the Mermaid of Salem Bay. I actually moved the stitching down a little bit so that I wasn't going to put that in. And it's also charted with some sparklies and some beads and stuff, but I haven't gone on the quest to find the ones that will fit in there. So I think this will probably stay in the under the bed box for a little bit longer until I decide if I'm going to put those sparklies on there or not. This is a stitch along. I want to say 2019. It says home is where we sit crooked and talk straight. So the original chart was the home is where, or I think it's just the home, and then all of the decorations, and then they gave a bunch of options for the middle. I was very much into the podcast My Favorite Murder when this came out, and that was one of their little taglines, or it came from a single episode. I don't remember which. I really love the jewel tones that I chose to stitch this with. They do it like pick your own color, and it was just kind of go with it sort of thing. And I don't know if I will ever frame this or if it will just kind of stay in the bed, in the under the bed box. I don't listen to the podcast anymore. I really I still have like a interest in some of the true crime that I knew about before, but I can't like deep dive into it like I was for a while. It was not a healthy way for me. So anyways, I've got this one, and it's cute, and I love the colors, so I'm happy with it. It's just gonna stay there. And then the next two are on Ada. I think they're, this was my very first cross stitch project. I started stitching when my firstborn was growing out of that like sleep all the time baby phase. Because when you first have a baby, you're like, this is so great. I put them down for a nap. They sleep most of the day. I feed them. And if I'm not totally exhausted, I have all this free time. And so I was like quilting and getting stuff done because I hadn't had time off of work in forever. And so I was like having a grand old time. Then she grew out of that sleeping for long periods of time phase. And once that happened, I found myself like getting frustrated that I couldn't get my things done. Or they would be like, I would have to switch gears really quickly, and so all my quilting stuff would be all over the place. And then I'm trying to like deal with the baby, and then if you have children, one thing turns into another when they're that age. And so when she grew out of that like sleep all the time phase, I was like, I needed a creative outlet. And so one of my friends, Shannon, was stitching this, and I saw it and I was like, that is adorable. What is this? Let's go down a giant cross stitch rabbit hole. And I found that I could pick up and put down cross stitch as my children needed me, and I wasn't frustrated about not being able to put in another stitch. You can leave a cross stitch pattern really easily and come back to it later, and it's no problem. You know exactly where you are. You don't have to reread the directions 8 times. And cross stitching just really took a huge move up in my list of crafting that I like to do. And I have been loving it ever since. But this is the very, very first cross stitch project that I did, and it is what is this? This is, it's not called Let's Go on an Adventure. It was called the Pumpkin Passport. Pumpkin Passport? Yeah, because the Clouds Factory did a passport one the same year. They had like a really similar theme. But this is Pumpkin Passport. And it was a annual sal. And I was going through all the countries with my daughters, and I just love this. There's so many cute little details. So it's been a while since I looked at it. It's on Oatmeal Ada. I think it's 16 count, but it could be 14. I'm not going to count it. But this one needs to go in a frame. They told me they would like it on their wall in their bedroom. So I need to get on top of it and put that in there. And then the very last one, this one I have oh no, it's not the last one, it's the second to last one. This one I have a frame for. I have a 16 by 20 frame, which is what it's going to go in. And I have a piece of sticky board that I just need to mount it on. Like, this one really should be on the wall. So this is going in my girls' bathroom. Their bathroom is like beachy and tiki. And so it is Ocean ABCs by Designworks. It's as close to all of it as you're gonna get, but I'll kind of show it a little closer. So here we go. The girls were picking out their favorite blocks on it the other day. Just really love it. They love the mermaid. My favorites are the shells. All the shells are so beautiful. And then this one. Oops. I just... That was yucky. Sorry. I just really... The shading on this and the different colors, it's so pretty. And the backstitch, I mean, this pattern really taught me to believe in backstitch and taught me that it's not terrible, because it really just adds so much. When I was stitching this, I would take pictures of each block, like before and after backstitch, and post them. Those are really fun. They're on my Instagram if you are interested or so inclined to go see those. But if you are having a tough time believing in backstitch, a project like this, I mean, each of these blocks seemed like it took forever, but it's big and it's beautiful and I love it. It's going on the girls' wall and they appreciate it and love it, which makes me even happier about it. All right, and then last but not least is Our Lasting Friendship by Blackbird Designs. My stitching group in 2020 decided to stitch this as a friend group stitch, and we all picked fabric and we all picked out our floss, and then we stitched the center motif, and then we sent it on to our friends. And so it got hand delivered, mail delivered, dropped off at people's works. It was 2020. It was wild. So mine is converted into all color and cotton flosses. It is stitched on the called for fabric, I believe, which is Legacy from Picture This Plus. And it is just very, and I've talked about it before, it's a very, mine is very muted and delicate is the way I sort of feel about it. But so here we go. So my initials are up here, and then everybody else who stitched on it are in the box. So I think before I passed it, I stitched the box and then I stitched that tree down at the bottom. I really like that tree. And I wanted to make sure I got to stitch it. So I did it before I passed it. I think I got really lucky. I only had to stitch one of my berry bowls. I think some people ended up stitching a lot more of their own berry bowls. but it's beautiful. It needs to be in a frame. It needs to go in my sewing room. It needs to get all the love. I just need to take measurements and then kind of quest for something, I think, while I'm at Goodwill and stuff, and try to find something that will work for it. So thank you for going through my Under the Bed box with me. What I wanted to share with you, I had somebody reach out to me recently and ask me if I had my, I had like a VW bus themed ornament that I released one year. And she said, do you still have that? And I said, I can't sell it, because apparently Volkswagen, even though I didn't put VW on the front of the Volkswagen, it has a little wreath, which I'll put a picture right here. I cannot find the one that I made, so I'm gonna put a picture right here. So it has a little wreath on the front instead of the VW. But even without that branding, VW owns like the silhouettes, the copyrights of all the silhouettes of their classic vehicles. And if it's like very much obvious that it's supposed to be a VW bus, then they're like, no, you can't make money off of that. So I posted the pattern to my blog and you can have it for free. So apologies to everyone that bought that way back when. Thank you for supporting my shop, and I learned a lesson in copyright. But now I'm just gonna give that one away. So if you need it, it stitches up pretty quickly, but it would be a very last minute ornament for this year. But you could definitely do it. But also, like, you could start it for next year. It could be a great thing for someone's list that it needs to go on for next year, because you have a bus or Volkswagen enthusiast in your house, or someone with a little bit of a hippie-ish attitude. It's called Peace, Love, and Christmas because it has the peace, the heart, and the Christmas tree on top, but you can stitch it without that and make it smaller. It is one of my favorite patterns that I made, and yeah, so thank you and Merry Christmas, and enjoy that pattern. And thank you to those of you who have bought my Christmas red sampler pattern. I really appreciate it. My shop has seen a little bit more excitement than it has in the past, and my kiddos are getting extra Christmas presents. So I appreciate you, and thank you for joining me today, and share the love this week, and good luck getting ready for the holiday. We got one more week, everybody, one more week, and then it will be over. Hopefully I will be back by the end of this week. Oh my gosh, I have one more thing to tell you. I'm gonna do, I think, 24 starts in 2024. I was looking, and it's all gonna be from Stash. Absolutely everything from Stash. So I'm working on kitting that up. So I'm hoping that at the end of the next week, or maybe even on Christmas, like when my kids are enjoying their day and all of the things that they've gotten, I am going to film a 24 new starts in 2024 video and show you all of my kitted stuff. I have gone through my whips. I have UFO'd a few things. I have taken the measurements on stuff that year after year, which I haven't like pulled it out because I've been like, I know that this is wrong and it's not going to fit. Rest in peace, Heartstring Samplery, Pincushion Street. I will start you again. But stuff that I knew that I started in the wrong spot and just was kind of languishing in my whips pile. I went through and I quelled all that. I found all the stuff that I really want to start that's in my collection, and I've started kitting it up from Stash. So that's what it's going to be this year. There's a lot of stuff that I want to get started. I also, I'm a program manager for a medical residency program, and I think that I'm gonna try to stitch my graduates gifts. So that is 4 right there. I have 4 residents in my program. I need to get 4 smalls stitched by mid-June, stitched and finished by mid-June. So I think I'm gonna try to work those into it. I have 2 of the patterns for those picked out already, and I need to do 2 more. 2 of them are easy because they're going into fellowships, so it's like very easy to know like what their specialty of choice is. And I can pick a pattern around that. The other two, I might try to design something. I don't know. Anyways, so a little glimpse into plans, but definitely you're going to get a plans video pretty soon with a lot of kits and things like that. But for now, enjoy the holiday, enjoy Christmas, enjoy this free pattern. I'm posting a link down below. I'm also posting the link for my other Christmas red pattern. You could finish that in like 2 days if you needed to. It's a quick, an easy one to stitch up quickly. But yeah, have a great holiday. I've really been enjoying coming to you every week. I don't know that I will be able to maintain that throughout the year, or if you would really even want to see me for 20, 25 minutes at a time. But I think that I do like the quicker video. I know that like the big long movies are better to stitch to, but I think that the quick video is really the way that I'm gonna get it up and out to you, versus like saving stuff up till I have a movie length episode. You might not see me again for 1.5 years, and then that is sad. So right now, this is what we're going with. Hopefully I'll see you week to week. I should see you again this week, because this was kind of a little bit of a extra-y thing. But again, that is what Flossmas is to me. It's all these extra videos and good times. So next video, I will show you what I've been working on, and I will probably work that into my plans and my 24 starts in 2024. Thanks, Pam, for starting the wild wagon on that one, and we ride at dawn. I will be there with you. So let's do this. I'll talk to you all later. Thank you so much, and please like and subscribe if you are enjoying my content. I would really appreciate having you back here again and again. Have a great day. Bye.